She snapped. This is my life. I'll leave when I want. I simply handed her the keys. When she returned, a week later, expecting to walk back in, she discovered her replacement had already redecorated the bedroom and changed the Wi-Fi password. I woke up to drawers slamming shut. There she was, my wife of 8 years, stuffing clothes into suitcases with the urgency of someone fleeing a crime scene. She hadn't noticed I was awake yet. Her movements were sharp, almost violent. The bathroom light revealed she'd already cleared out her medicine cabinet. This wasn't spontaneous. This was planned. Going somewhere? I asked. She froze, a handful of underwear clutched in her fist. When she turned, her expression mixed guilt with defiance. I didn't want to wake you, she said, but there was no apology in her tone. Little late for that consideration. So what's the plan? Midnight escape? Very dramatic. Her face hardened. This is exactly why I'm leaving. You never take anything seriously. What I think is that adults have conversations before packing bags at 3 a.m. What came next was her rehearsed speech. She needed space. She needed to figure out who she was without me, constantly hovering and making decisions for both of us. I was controlling because I questioned where she'd been until 2 a.m. and why our savings kept shrinking. I can't live like this anymore, she declared. Like what exactly? In a house you don't pay rent for? With groceries you don't buy? Using a car you don't make payments on? I kept my voice conversational. Yeah, I can see how that would be suffocating. She whirled around, eyes flashing. You know what? I don't have to explain myself to you. This is my life, and I'll leave when I want to. There it was, the moment she'd been building to. She'd thrown down the gauntlet, expecting me to fight back, to argue, to beg. Instead, I walked to the nightstand and pulled out her spare car keys. Then I got her main set from the door hook. You're absolutely right, I said, walking back with both sets. It is your life. I held them out. She stared at the keys like they were snakes. Take them. What? Her confidence faltered. You said it's your life and you'll leave when you want to. So leave, but you'll need these. When she realized I was completely serious, confusion replaced anger. You're just giving them to me? What did you expect? That I'd wrestle them away? I shook the keys. You want to go? Go. But when you walk out that door, you're making a choice. And choices have consequences. She snatched the keys, but the victory she'd expected wasn't there. Fine, she said, but her voice lacked conviction. Fine, I agreed. Drive safe. That snapped her back to fury. That's it? That's all you have to say? You've made your position pretty clear. She stood there for a long moment, suitcases at her feet, keys clutched in hand, waiting for me to crack, to show emotion that would give her the dramatic exit she'd planned. But I just sat there, calm as a lake. Finally, she grabbed both suitcases. You're going to regret this, maybe, but probably not. She paused in the doorway one last time, waiting for me to call her name, to ask her to stay. Instead, I reached over and turned off my bedside lamp. Turn off the porch light when you leave, and lock the front door behind you. I heard her sharp intake of breath, then suitcase wheels rolling across hardwood. A few minutes later, her car started, then gravel crunched as she pulled onto the street. The silence felt different this time. It felt like possibility. By 7 a.m., I was making calls. First to the bank. I need to remove someone from my joint accounts. Since I was the primary account holder and she'd contributed nothing for 2 years, it took 20 minutes. Her debit card would be declined by noon. Then I changed every lock in the house. Around noon, my phone buzzed. My card isn't working. What did you do? I typed back, nothing. You said it was your life. Figure it out. She called, demanding answers. That was my money in my account. You contributed $0. You want money? Get a job. This is our joint account. Was. Past tense. You abandoned the marriage. Legal term for it is desertion. The silence told me she was processing information she didn't like. I never said this was permanent, she finally admitted. And there it was, the truth. This was supposed to be a power play. She was supposed to leave. I was supposed to panic. Then she was supposed to come back to a grateful husband who'd learned his lesson. Well, that's unfortunate, because I'm treating it like it is. Over the next week, she tried everything. Angry demands, nostalgic texts, showing up at my workplace, legal threats. Nothing worked. A week later, she was back on my porch, announcing her week was up, and she was ready to come home now. This isn't over, she said when I wouldn't let her in. Yes, it is. It's been over since you packed those bags. Turns out, the best thing that happened to our marriage was her leaving. It ended it.